Okay, I saw this tweet over the weekend from Elon Musk, right? And it was just a video, right? And I watched the video and I thought, wow, this is sure to get the lefty retards into a tailspin. So this is an interview with an author slash journalist called Helen Andrews on the Triggernometry podcast. And I've broken it down to the most interesting bits. And in between these clips, we're going to have a look at what Bluesky reckons.
Oh, that should be a laugh.
Yeah. So the interview is about this article that she did for Compact magazine or whatever. And it's called The Great Feminization, right?
Right.
And it's all about how she reckons that wokeness is basically just the feminization of workplaces.
Right. For someone who studies the Great Feminization, she dresses a lot like a bloke.
Does she? She's wearing a flowery shirt.
No, go back to the Twitter thing.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, this was a good watch. Let's have a look. Let's go!
You wrote an article based on a speech you gave at the NatCon conference, which exploded the internet, I think it's fair to say. And it's basically, I mean, I'll let you say it in your own words, but it's kind of a little bit about how the fact that women now control or at least represent the majority of the employees at many institutions is one of the reasons that society has gone the way it has. Is that fair?
I think that's fair to say. Some people have reacted to the piece by, acting as if I'm saying women cause all the problems in the world. I'm definitely not saying that, but I am saying that feminization has caused one specific particular problem, and that is wokeness.
Yeah, and they're mostly in fucking HR. Oh, sorry, H. I've been working on my H pronunciation. H, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like it should be H, but my audience tells me it's H.
Have we done a video with these two little dwarfs in them before?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I know them?
Because it's trigonometry. They're famous. Constantine Kissin is pretty famous. And the other guy is the guy that never fucking says anything.
That's right, the little butt sidekick.
Yeah, he's all right. Francis, he's okay.
He's okay?
Yeah, I don't want to shit all over Francis Foster. But yeah, he's famous for not saying much. But in this one, he actually does get a few questions in. Anyway, like I said, I want to intertwine this with what Bluesky reckons. Helen Andrews went to Yale and got a BA in religious studies. Oh no. From there, her career is right-wing media and think tanks. And last fall, she decided society was too feminized, as in women work too much. But I noticed she hasn't quit posting to raise the kids. Bitter.
What?
Yeah, this is Bluesky just being fucking bitter. Like, you can't say anything about wokeness. You can't say anything about our gayness. Otherwise, you're a bitch.
Women tend to be more consensus-focused, consensus-oriented. Men, when they're approaching a moral question, will ask, what are the facts? What are the rules? Whereas women will say, what are the relationships at play here? How can we make everybody happy? How can we reach an outcome that will satisfy all the parties, as opposed to the male perspective of how do we reach an outcome that is just and according to the rules.
That is 100% accurate.
I think that's 100% accurate too. It's almost like, and I'm not shitting on you here, I think I found a good one in you. You're not like other chicks, right? I can't stand other chicks, as you well know. With chicks, and I've worked with lots of chicks before, and like I've said a million times, especially the HR ones are fucked.
Yeah.
It's almost like things happen in the workplace, and they, like Helen Andrews said, they reach a consensus about how they feel about it, and they make rules and they make determinations depending on how they feel, not what actually fucking happened. It's all about feelings.
Yes, look, it's more of a nurturing sort of side to things, which isn't bad. Being a woman and being a nurturer is good in the right circumstances.
Yeah. Bluesky says Helen Andrews doesn't actually have any ideas. She just reads op-eds by leftists and switches out the proper nouns so it's a defense of the Confederacy.
That is the most bold fucking sentence
That's
ever.
insane. She's defending the Confederate. Okay. Helen Andrews' takes will remain one of my guilty internet pleasures because she is a dipshit in the way only quite smart people can truly be huge dipshits. To be able to misunderstand the whole world comprehensively, you have to not understand a lot of reading. Okay, fuckhead.
Why is that sentence constructed so shittily?
I know, because they're smirt guys. You know what I mean? They're also smirt and intelligent.
Law schools in America turned majority female in 2016. And they've gotten a little bit more female every year since then. I think now it stands at 55, 56%. The New York Times became majority female in its workforce in 2018. Medical schools are now majority female. The white-collar workforce overall, employees in the United States with college degrees, a majority of them are women. And managers, management positions. So the fact that all of these institutions tipped over to being majority female around the same time that wokeness emerged seemed to me that couldn't possibly be a coincidence.
It's the quotas.
Yeah, well, it paints a picture, doesn't it?
Like the lesbian sea captain.
Yeah. But all these chicks started to take over, and then wokeness became this huge thing. Companies started to bend their knees to wokeness. You know, I think she makes a fucking good point.
I don't know why, and maybe it is the misogyny in me.
The internalized misogyny.
Internalized misogyny. But whenever I'm on a plane and the captain makes the captain announcement, I want to hear a bloke.
Yeah, I'm like that too. I thought that was just me being a huge sexist.
I feel uneasy if I hear a chick.
When it comes to group dynamics, how does an organization function? How does an institution deal with conflict? When you're talking about those kinds of things, those tend to be more binary. Like either you solve your conflicts within an organization in a masculine way or in a feminine way. Either open conflict is something that your institution will tolerate or it's not. So that's the kind of thing where once you get a critical mass, you really kind of have to pick which one you're going to do.
Yeah, and like I was saying, it becomes an after-the-fact thing. How did we feel about this event, or how do we feel about this circumstance? And how can we manipulate the rules? How can we make this as grey as we possibly fucking can? And set things into place according to our feelings. But I like how she's basically saying, listen, if you're woke, you're basically a bitch. And it's so fucking true. She goes on to say, this is later in the interview, but she basically goes on to say, wokeness is basically being a nurturer, right?
Because you're nurturing the feelings.
Yeah, you're female coded. And the boys go, and the baby is like blacks? Is like minorities? She's like, yeah, pretty much. I responded to one of Count Dankula's tweets before. He retweeted a UN Women tweet that said, any job is a woman's job like a million times. And he said, women's jobs are adult daycare. And so I responded, or HR, which is the enforcement arm of the gossip mill. It is. How do we feel about this? What did Jan say to Bill? How can we enforce our feelings on this matter?
Yeah, or sitting new guys down and explaining to them the policies of sexual harassment.
Oh, yeah. The PowerPoint presentation.
The PowerPoint
Fuck
presentation.
Me. Oh, my. I've only been through like a couple of them. Maybe only one of them. But like the onboarding PowerPoint presentation, just fucking shoot me.
Well, you mentioned consensus and sort of empathy and including all perspectives. That really isn't what happened with wokeness, though, is it? Because it was more like, we've come to a new consensus and anyone who doesn't agree is going to get killed, basically. Is that really, I mean, that might be the way women deal with this on a group basis. I don't know. You tell me.
No, it's hard to verbalize some of these differences because it might be a convenient shorthand to say men are more comfortable with conflict than women.
The thing about Helen Andrews that is particularly irritating is that it's only because society is not organised in the way that she wants it to be that anyone knows who she is. Isn't that like most people? I mean, if you've got like, say you're some sort of commentator or like person who has some sort of fucking influence, isn't that everyone? Like the world isn't the way I want it and here's the way I would have it. Here's the way I think it's right. They're all basically fucking saying that. So now she goes into this Scandinavian study, which was quite interesting, and it paints a picture about these fucking woke women's workplace clubs.
Scandinavian, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Weren't they big on the feminism like 5-10 years ago?
Well, yeah, but go back like 1,000 years. Those motherfuckers were Vikings.
Yes, but they did let their whamens fight.
Did they?
They did.
It's like in that what was that show?
Vikings?
No, the takeoff of Vikings. What was the takeoff called?
Oh, Norseman.
Norseman, yeah. How that chick would go raping and pillaging with all the other Vikings.
Yeah, they were the shield maidens.
Yeah. Fuck, that was a funny show. You should watch that show.
Save some raping for me.
Yeah.
Freya dove into that pillaging 100%. Even took part in quite a lot of the raping.
Freya forced all kinds of monks to let her write them and stuff. I didn't really expect that. I was totally blown away when I suddenly saw her on top of this monk, moaning and groaning.
Seriously, did you do that, Freya?
Oh, of course. I mean, that's what you do when you pillage.
A famous psychology study. Very often, if you're studying gender differences, and you're a psychologist, the way you'll do your study is you'll just go to a playground and watch the kids playing and observe and count up how many times somebody hits somebody else or something like that. And there was an experiment of that type done, I believe, in Scandinavia, and it had a really funny outcome. The psychologists observed the kids playing and counted up how many fights they had. And they said, okay, we observe that the men fight a lot more than the girls. But then as a supplement, they decided to confirm their observations by talking to the kids and saying, how many fights did you have today, Billy? Or how many fights did you have today, Sally? And their discrepancy was huge. They found that the girls reported having just as many fights as the men.
Yeah, because you can't see them because it's all fucking cattiness.
It's
all
in the brain. It's in the head.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes. It's all, as we're about to hear, Jordan Peterson said it was, what was it? Reputational execution or something like that.
Yeah. Women are the master of dirty fighting.
Yeah.
See, we realised back in the day, of the pillaging and raping, that we weren't the physical specimens, okay? We weren't on top of the charts there.
Yeah.
Men were the dominant physical specimens. So we had to do all our fighting incognito.
Yeah, by conniving.
Conniving, yes.
Yeah.
Dirty play. And that's why women are bitches.
Whoa! You can't say that. We're not going to
I can say that.
We're
I'm
not going to do a
woman.
blanket statement like that. Women aren't bitches. Just a lot of women are bitches.
Women's... Okay, look. I'll change the statement. Women's fighting tactics are bitchy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Their observations had failed to record any of the female conflicts because when they asked the girls, oh, you had a fight today, what did that entail? It was things like Megan said she was going to tell everybody they couldn't be my friend anymore.
Yeah, reputational execution or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
She's a dirty bitch. Did you hear that Megan is a bitch?
I got a quick story. There was this girl who my friends and I didn't really like, okay?
Right.
And she wanted to be in our group. She wanted to get along with us and be friends with us. And what we did was we pretended that we were going to initiate her into our group and that we liked her. And we just got her to do all this really embarrassing shit.
Oh, no.
We got her to stand up in front of everyone and sing and dance, knowing that she couldn't sing and dance very well. And we sat there and we nodded and looked like we were, not laughing on the inside. It was so bad and I feel terrible
Reputational
about
damage.
it.
Yeah. You made her look like a fucking idiot.
Humiliation.
Jordan Peterson used to talk a lot about this.
Whoa! Francis Foster gets a question in.
He looks like that cartoon dog with the glasses.
The droopy...
The droopy?
Yeah, what was his name? Is it Droopy? I don't know.
Jordan Peterson used to talk a lot about this, where he used to talk about one of the ways that females try and destroy or attack other people isn't through the physical realm, it's through reputation destruction. And this is essentially what you're talking about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Reputational destruction. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, this is why women are the most responsible for slut shaming.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't buy it when feminists say it's a patriarchal society, it's a social construct that has been constructed by men. No, women have invented this.
Bluesky says Helen Andrews is an interesting case because I do not believe she's entirely lacking in native intelligence. I think she is wicked and possibly a sadist. Her perverse and reactionary positions, however, approximate complete idiocy. I mean, what a fuckhead.
Yeah, that tweet must be from a woman. Talk about reputational damage.
Well, it's so snooty. It's so unbelievable. Look, I'm smirt.
Yeah, once again, it's bitchy.
Yeah, but even if this is a bloke, it's very female-coded.
Yeah, he could be a bit of a twinky guy.
Yeah, but even if he isn't, he's a woke guy. Now, this is my point of putting Bluesky tweets or Bluesky fucking... What are they called? Skies? Blues? I don't know. But this is my point of putting all these fucking catty things in between what she's saying because it just demonstrates her fucking point.
Yeah, it does.
None of these people are fucking arguing against what she's saying. It's all reputational damage.
Character destroying.
Yeah, character destruction.
Actually, I feel really bad now. Before we'd started this video, you know what I did?
What?
I very female appropriately character attacked her for not dressing feminine.
You did too, yeah.
Damn it!
I didn't even fucking notice.
I'm
Here you are.
responsible.
You come down from the fucking rafters.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at what she's wearing. What
Yeah.
a bitch.
I so did. Oh, I'm no better.
I'm not somebody who looks to evolutionary biology for the solutions to all human phenomena, but this particular one does seem glaringly Darwinian, right? That women see helpless things and they want to take care of them. That is definitely something that Darwin would find a pretty easy explanation for. But that's also something that wokeness can easily weaponize. It means that if you can frame your political issue as a way of caring for some helpless class, then you're golden, right?
Minorities are babies.
That's right.
Minorities are babies. Yeah, you see that all the time. they're never fucking wrong because they're they're social justice warriors. We should go back to that fucking term.
Yeah, this is the moral high ground argument.
Yeah, I've got the moral high ground because I'm looking after people. I'm doing what's right, and you're an evil bigot.
Yes, I'm just. I am righteous.
Bluesky says Helen Andrews is so racist, okay, that she has talked herself into being against women's suffrage. Now, just on that, there was a debate that happened last weekend with a big-brained leftist called Brian Shapiro, right? Now, Brian Shapiro, he might have to make an appearance on this channel because this guy's such a fucking goofy motherfucker. But Brian Shapiro did a debate with, Andrew Wilson?
Yes.
Andrew Wilson's wife, right? By the way, she's a fucking smart woman. She's very, very smart. And she's a good debater.
Yeah.
He did a debate with Rachel Wilson, right? And she fucking absolutely flogged him. I like Andrew Wilson. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's a phenomenal debater and he's entertaining. And his wife is very similar. She's a similar debater. But they were taking questions at the end of this debate, right? And this happened.
So women ended slavery.
Women help move the abolition movement. You know there's an abolition movement,
I understand that, but you're making the case that that's a bad thing? I'm trying to understand.
He's saying women had a voice without suffrage.
Yeah, they still had a voice. They were put on a pedestal.
They didn't need political equality in order to have an effect.
So what's your question then?
The question is, women could still have influence without having suffrage.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we want in society, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I want. Yeah.
I don't want women to suffer. I'm trying to understand what the question is.
I don't want women to... He thinks women's suffrage is women suffering. This fucking big-brained leftist is like oblivious to what women's suffrage is. I found that funny.
We took off our bras and burned them because our boobs were suffering.
Yeah, I thought that was just funny enough to include in this video. Bluesky says, since Helen Andrews thinks because of my gender and hers, we're all just silly Billy emotive idiots, I'll conform to her expectations by saying that she's got a hella Habsburg jaw and forehead and should really get that looked at by professionals.
That bitch has got the biggest fucking forehead I have ever seen.
I know, it's incredible. These people are just proving her right. It's incredible. Anyway, that's all I got. Visit SugarTits. She's got a channel.
Yes, I do.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
See ya.